Hey, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to another VW Camper. It's Friday. Thank God it's the weekend. Looking forward to tonight. So tonight I'm going to do two issues, or 48 and 49, all being well. There's quite a lot of bits that we're going to be fitting to the last week's part. So I'm looking forward to buttoning up a few bits, but there's a load of chat in. So thank you very much. I'm just going to skip through, do some of it, so we can get on with the build. So Steve131's in, says evening all. So hi, Steve. Gillian says good evening, Horlixs, and everyone in the chat. So good evening, Gillian. Thank you for joining. David Bassett's in. Good evening, Horlixs, and all in chat. Lindsay's Builds says evening, everyone, and Horlixs. So hello, Lindsay. Thank you for joining me. David Bassett says good luck with your build tonight, Horlixs. So thank you very much. Warren says hi, all good luck tonight, Horlixs. Thank you, Warren. Steve says evening, David Bassett. 121 don't exist anymore. Tiger 131 going strong, but I don't mind what number you call me. Laugh out loud. Peter Webster's in, says hi, Alex, Gillian, Steve, Warren, David, Bassett, and Lindsay. So hello, Peter, how are you? Some more hellos from Warren and Steve and Gillian. Lee's in. Hi, host, and all in chat. So hi, Lee, how are you? Thank you for that link earlier. Steve says hi to Lee. Mark Smod says good evening, everyone. Hi, Mark, how are you? Want to say hi to Mark. Dave McBill says good evening, everyone. Good luck with your build, Alex. Have a great show. Thank you very much, Dave Matt. I hope you're okay. And Dave Matt saying hello to people. Warren says evening to Dave Mac. DS Models is in. Hi, everyone. Hi, Alex. Good luck with your build. Thank you very much, Dave. Hellos. Steve says, Mark, how goes your camper van? Ian says, very good evening, everyone. Hi, Ian. How are you? Dave Matt says hi to Ian. Peter says hi to Ian. Mark says hello to everyone. We've got Jackie in. Hello to everyone. Hope you're all keeping well. I'm not too bad, thanks. Hi, Jackie. How are you? Mark says, not done much for ages. I've got 3 packs to do, but it will be out soon. Brilliant. Crafty Chris says, hi, Horlixs. Good luck with your build. Thank you very much. Alex Demetrius in. Hello, Horlixs. Looking forward to tonight's build. Good luck and hope all goes well for you. Thank you. Yeah, I hope so. Then we've got Peter Webster says hi to Chris. Dave McBill says hi to Chris and Alex. Dave Max says evening to Chris and Alex. Peter says, hi, Alex Demetrius. Long time no see, bud. Chris says hi. Mark says hi to Chris. And Peter says hi to Jackie. So, yeah, those of you know from yesterday, I've had some really bad neck pain, neck, shoulder. I had pretty much an hour's sleep last night. Got into bed. I was dog tired, but I just couldn't get comfortable on either side, on the left side, on the right side, on my back. So I think it's definitely muscle. Michelle upstairs obviously does pole and fitness and stuff, and she gave me a bit of a sports massage earlier, and she's located a massive knot just by the shoulder blades that goes up, so that's what's affecting it. And she massaged it. It was really painful. I was breathing. But there is a little bit of relief now. And then just before the show, there was an almighty pop coming from this area, which was really satisfying. It's still very achy, but I feel like I might be able to have a better night's sleep. But she's lent me a hot water bottle neck collar. So she said, put this on me tonight, just to get some, because it's muscle. You should warm it up and hopefully relax it. So cross fingers. I'll be okay. But it's not nice. So I know people that suffer with it as a, for life, and it's not nice. I can't deal with it for a couple of days. Anyway, so we're going to start with issue 48. Before I go there, I've got a couple of bits to show. Those that you may have missed yesterday. One thing I haven't shown. So the first thing is a massive thank you to Ian. I'm just going to turn this around because I got this little gift from him and his wife. And it says on here, to the electronics guru, to the greatest electronics guru we know, enjoy your coffee, enjoy Wendy's coffee, Alex. It's hard to see in the light, but you can see it best when there's coffee in it. There you go. Yes, I love it. Nice mug. So thank you very much. That is being used a lot. Also, a big thank you to Geordie Dave. He sent me this bottle. And this is amazing. Now, this took a lot of getting to go because I was pumping and nothing was happening with the oil. So if Geordie Dave's watching this, or if he watches it back, luckily I've binned it now, but I had I've got it here. My oil was in like an old vape bottle. Keep your oil in here, and then when you top it up, that's all I had left. And I was pumping and nothing's happening, but use the dripper bottle to fill the pipe up. So take the lid off, turn it upside down, and then fill the pipe up, and then that sort of gets rid of all the air out of it, because I was pumping and it wasn't coming up. So I had to prime it, and now it works perfectly and it's brilliant. So you pop that out, one pump, there you go. Dip the screw in, and then that drains back in. I love it. So might need that, might not, but that's up there ready to go. So thank you very much for that. Okay, that all being said, let's just go through a couple more of these. Jackie says thank you to Peter. Peter says, finished the first back door today. Opening window hinges are a pain. Mark says hi to Jackie. Ian says, does that water bottle need a power mod, Alex? Yeah, maybe. I think I need a power mod. I need to recharge my batteries. Just plug me into the mains. Dave Mack says, laugh out loud, Ian. Alex says, oh, hi, Peter, thanks. He's been very busy building 6 Ghostbuster Ecto 1s and started my 4th Routemaster and the Shelby Cobra 427 and just started the 1.8 Aston Martin DB5. Amazing. You're busy then, Alex. And yeah, Peter says, oh my God, Alex. Nah, it's it's great, isn't it? I mean, I'm doing this one and I'm doing Ian's tank and I'm really enjoying that as well. So okay, so let's have a look at issue 48, and there's a fair bit to do. We're going to have quite a bit to do tonight, I think. I mean, it probably looks worse than it will be, because there's only a few pages of instruction, but we start bringing a lot of stuff together, and I like that. So I thought, right, let's do this. And I thought I'd do another issue as well, because I've been notified last week that my next shipment is on the way, so I'm not going to run out of issues, because I've still got a couple more to do in the box. So that's another couple of weeks worth at least, and then I'll have the new pack. So yeah, let's make a show of it tonight. And it's something I actually feel a bit more comfortable-ish. I mean, I'm saying that now, but I feel more comfortable sitting in this chair than laying on the bed, because I just can't get comfortable. So yeah, I feel for anyone who has this, any sort of neck, shoulder pains, because it's really not nice. Same as toothache, earache. It's all the aches that are I just can't deal with. Dave Matt says, got my next batch of Titanic today. Came a week early. Not that I'm complaining. No, that's it. Right then. So, transmission and installing the engine in the chassis. So, let me go through some of these parts. I will cut them out. Is there anything in that top one? I don't think there is. No. Small pipes and things. I'll leave that to the side just for the moment. So we've got part one is the transmission upper half, which is this part here. And that's cool. It's plastic. Two is the lower half of the transmission. So that's cool. They've painted the inside of that one and not that one. Okay, 48.3 is the right side wiring. Right, so let's see if we can work out. It's this one. So that's sort of how it looks. So yeah, that's cool. And that's yeah, that's that part. And then part four, we've got the left side wiring, which is this here. Which is a bit like spaghetti junction. But let me try and get this. So that's like that. That's like that. That goes up like that. That goes off over there somewhere, and that goes up around there somewhere. There you go. You get the picture, but that's that. Then we've got the assembly diagram. So we're going to be putting the engine in and the gearbox in and the wiring. So yeah, we're bringing a lot of stuff together. So the first step then is to get rid of this lot for the moment. We'll probably need this very soon. Is we're going to retrieve the parts received with issue 47. So let me just bring them in, and that is that metal plate we had. I have already sort of half opened it to save the rattling and the crackling. Wow, and that's some heaviest part we've had so far. Look at that. Love it. Mark Smart says, Dave Matt, I got mine yesterday. Issue 61 looks fun. 9 pages of instructions. Wow. That's quite rare, isn't it? And a bit, mind you, saying that, the Titanic has been a brilliant build for that. There's a lot to do. Okay, so the first step is to retrieve the engine and place it in the rear central part of the chassis, inserting it from below as shown in the picture. Okay. Engine is here that we finished. That looks really good. Okay. So it's going to go in like so, and that fits nicely. And I can see that various screw holes line up. So we'll take that back out. So you've got the 2 there, 1, 2, and then there's 2 up the top. It fits like a glove, no problems there, and it fits the shape. So if we put that in, we can get a rough idea of what that's going to look like. Cool. So we're going to fit that in with 4 BD04 screws, 47.2. What's going to come out? So BD04 screws, 4 of. We're going to have a spare for sure. Grab the screwdriver. And we're going into metal, so I get to use my pumper. There's still oil in there, so I'm just going to dip that in there. Amazing. It's the little things, isn't it? So I'm just going to hold that. And it's black on black again, so I know it's hard to see. In the light, the camera wants to change itself. So, oh, let's just get that in there. That's one in. I'm going to go up to the opposite corner. And the last screw going in now. And there we have the engine fitted. Look at that. Okay. The next step is to fit the two parts of the transmission together and secure them with two BP05 screws. So before we do that, I'm going to put the BD04 screw away because that is a spare. And then we'll get out the BP05 screws. We don't need the oil because this is plastic. Okay, so we've got a bit of chat coming in. Dave Max says he's looking forward to doing that issue mark when he gets to it. Peter says he's on issue 78 to 82 in the next pack. Peter says I'm still yet to start my Titanic mark. Got 48 issues to do. Dave Matt says you'll soon catch up, Peter. Peter says I'm doing Agora Ferrari next, Dave Matt. And Dave says nice one. So yeah. So we're going to fit the two bits of these together. It's obvious which way they go. They're not going to go the wrong way. And then we've got the two screw holes just in the top there for the BP05 screws. Perfect. And that's solid. And then we have a complete unit. Cool. So let me turn the page. So next we are going to place the transmission at the bottom of the chassis, fitting the supports and the post at the end of the axle in the holes indicated. Okay, so that is these two here in the middle and this small one here. And the small one is where this pointy bit's going to go on the end of the the prop, I guess that is. The exhaust? No, it's the gearbox with a prop. Okay, that's gone in nicely. Okay. And then we're going to secure them in with 2 BP05 screws. Are you sure? We're going into metal. Oh, no, we're not. We're going into plastic from metal. Do excuse. I was thinking, oh, they've got plastic threads on. But we're going through the metal into the plastic. So that's one. It's one thing I really like about this build. The screws go in really nicely. Okay, that's in there solid. That is flat. Okay. Right. Next, we're going to be looking at some of this wiring. So, might need some glue out for this. We'll see how we go. Carefully examining the left side wiring to correctly identify the numbered parts in the picture. Each part should be inserted in a chassis hole indicated with the same number. Okay, so that is this one. So let's try and decipher this again. So that's the cross section, which is going to go there. So there. Right, so this is going in hole 1. And that's going in hole 9. Okay, so that's hole 1. And this is going to be really difficult for you to see. Let me get some light on the situation. So hole 1 is this bit here. So that's going to go in there. God, this is going to need glue for sure. The end of this one's going to go into holes. No, this isn't right. Or is it? Hang on. 1. Yeah. That's going to go into there. The end of that 6, which is going to go in this hole at the bottom. You've got 2 holes just up here. If I bring that up, it's going to go in the bottom hole, the end of this, which would make sense. I might have to glue this as I go. So that's that. Can we get to them? We can get to the pegs on the other side, so I can put a bit of glue on that afterwards. So let's concentrate. I'm guessing that is going to go next to it because that's 7. Yeah, so that's going to go in that hole. I need to get some tweezers. Oh, that doesn't want to go in there. There we go. A little bit of a wiggle. That'll go in there. The end of this one will go over into that one. Like that. Have we got an after picture? Oh yeah, we do. That might be easier to look at than guessing. We can see how it's going to look. So far, that looks about right. So I'm going to pause and glue those in place first. Steve131 says, Peter Webster, that Ferrari is bone tidy. Peter says at the moment it's a nightmare, 90 bags of bits, God. David Bassett says, hi everyone, had a long phone call with my brother, so I've missed the start. No worries, David, no, you're fine. We've only just really started. This is the first issue of 2 tonight. All I've done is installed the engine with 4 screws here, built the gearbox and secured that, and now we're fiddling with this wire in here. David says, evening to Ian, Dave, Matt, Peter, Crafty Chris and Mark. Ian says, hi to Dave. David Bassett says, evening, Alex Demetrius. And Steve says, Peter Webster, only 60 of them, so got to be uber careful. Right. So what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Right, I'm going to use some masking tape. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to put some masking tape on the back of these pipes to keep them in. Just the top ones for now, because that one is not going to stay in on its own. And I'm just going to glue those in for the moment. You can see where they are, look, all the pins are here. Because this will be covered anyway, I'm sure. We're not going to see all these screws and things. I think that's it. 1, 2, 3, and the one in the middle. I'll give that a minute. Peter says, I know, Steve, I'm hoping I don't break any parts as none available. Mark says hi to David. And Dave McBeal says hello again, David Bassett. Right, so let me turn this over. I can keep them taped actually, can't I, while that's setting? And then we'll move on to the rest of the wiring. So we've done 1, 8, 7, and 6, which is this end. So we want 2. Let me try and unlock this a bit. So 2 is off of this one, and that's going to go down there, just under the gearbox there. It's fiddly. There you go. A little bit of jiggle, and that's gone in really nicely. And that comes through just there. So I'm going to go straight in, I think, with a little bit of glue on that. Just to keep that in place. Okay, so let's then work on number 3, and that's going to go in that hole there. So that is going to be tricky. Let me turn this round. Hopefully it'll be all right. So I'm just going to grab the end, and then it's going to twist and go down into, oh, look at that, perfect. And that's going to go down into the floor just like that. And then we're going to put a little bit of glue on that as well. Why not? Okay. We are getting there. Quite enjoying this. So that's 2 and 3 done. 9's going where it is. The peg's just there, and that's going to go in that hole just down there. And there's a very convenient place to grab that and push that in. Okay, and I think that is going to need a little bit of tape just to keep that in place while that sets. Try not to get that one involved. I'll just keep that there for a moment, just while that sets. Okay, what are we on now? 4 and 5 go into those 2 holes there. Oh, I see. So these 2 holes here. I'm guessing these pegs are different sizes, which they are. Grab that, and hopefully it's going to be quite an easy part to fit. So 4 goes in there, 5 goes in there. Not quite sure. It might be a typo. Hang on. Yeah, so I've done this. I need to confirm this. I think I might have found a little mini typo. Yes, I have. So you can see by this, I've fitted it right. And that looks like that. I hope we can all agree. And that's where it seems to fit. Except they've got 4 and 5 mixed up on the instructions because this is reversed. So if we take the bottom here where this connector is, that's saying that's pin 5, which should be this hole here labeled pin 4, and then 5 is the smaller hole. I mean, it will only go in one way because that's a bigger hole than that one. But this 4 and 5 should be switched, and here as well, because that's pin 5, the bigger one. So, sorry, these are good. These need switching. But there, it's just how it is. It's easy to get confused. So that is that in. So I'm just going to put some glue on those 2 pins. I'm going to hold that in from underneath. Lovely. So I'm hoping this is all set now. The top end, anyway. Yeah, seems to be. Yeah. Lovely. I'm going to leave that one on a little bit longer. So that's those ones done. And it doesn't say to do anything with the loose ends at the moment. They're just loose. Yeah, they've just left them loose, loose and loose. Okay, so now we're going to go on to the next step, which is the next lot of wire in here. So one is going to go just in this hole here. like so. 2 is going to go in ooh. I don't think that's right either. It's saying to put 2, which is this box, in this screw hole, and I don't think that's correct, is it? It will fit better. I'll move this, hold that, and move this out of the way a minute. You got the 2 holes here. I think instead of this box going into that screw hole, because it just doesn't, that's not right, that box will go into there, and then this one here under there will go into there, and then those will go into there, and that's how I'm going to do it. Get some light. There we go. That one in there, that one in there. Yeah. 6, which is the end of this, will go in that little hole there. Come on. Play nice. Play nicely, please. Play nicely. Oh, lighting is really, really not good. Okay, yeah, and then 4 and 5, that's going to be twisted round. Go into, oh, come on. I guess. Something like that. Yeah, I like the look of that. And that's that in there. So let's just verify that. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That looks good. That's facing that. Right, so I'm going to glue all that side in now. And just to note, it doesn't tell us to glue it in. I'm just doing this because I want to, because it's all loose. Okay, I'll give that a few minutes to dry. I'm happy with that. We've all got a bit of glue on. I think that can come off now because that should be dry enough. Oh god, I've got the bloody tweezers that don't tweeze. Well, that's a saying, isn't it? It's tweezers that don't tweeze. Tweezers that don't tweeze. Right. That's all gluing, and that's the end of the end of this issue. View of the rear central part of the chassis with the engine and transmission installed, and that's going to be a picture of where it will go later on. So yeah, that's that 48 done. So now we can move on to 49. I'm going to have a swig of coffee. Okay. They were BD05 screws. So let me get them that put away. Spare one. Okay. And I'm just going to set that over there for the moment to dry. And we will bring in issue 49. So. Yeah, Peter says you'll find a few mistakes along the way. Yeah. Little History says, evening all. Hi, Little History. How are you? Thank you for joining. Ian says hi to you. Peter says hi to you. And Mark says hi to you. Dave says hi to you. Ian says you should get yourself a headlight, Alex. Great to like the area your head is at. Yeah. I did have one, but I couldn't get on with it. I've got two lights that. Oh no, that's that one. Is it plugged in? No. I've got two lights that I bought, and they're on like tripods, and they're okay. You can just see them here, but they're just a bit. They're okay, but they each run on a USB. And it's a bit silly because the wires aren't long enough. So this plug is like dangling here, and I tried to stick it on, and the sticky tape don't work because that sort of went above here. But I haven't really got enough length on the cable to get it anywhere. And that's the same for the other side. And if I try to plug this into my Pi, which is over here, running my printer, the light flickers because it's not got enough power. And the other side, it's just like the wire. It's just a silly design. I need to make proper mains ones, really. Or like I don't know if you can, I guess you can, yeah, like a USB plug with two USB ports on it. And then I'll have to try and extend them somehow, but it's job for another day. I was using it off the power bank, but it just drains the power bank within minutes. What are we on? So Little History says, a bit late, couldn't stop faffing with the ME262. That's all right. Massive thank you to everyone that joined on my first live of the summer. So yeah, there we go. Peter says, no problem, Little. Lindsay says, no problem, Little History. That wagon looks sweet as. Thank you very much. And yes, I must catch up with your stream. I think I am subscribed to you. I didn't get a notification. David Bassett says, great job. Ian says, USB to mains convert. Yeah, that's what I need, something like that. And Steve131 says, I don't know what that is. Good Arbeit, Alex. Good build, is that? In German? Oh, I'm having a twinge. Right, 49. Heating accessories. So, let's get out the pack. Lots of parts. You've all disappeared up there, which is a bit naughty. There you go. Oh, I think there's more in there. Yeah, there is. See that classic example. Don't assume that is empty. Yeah. So I always keep these packets because that's happened a few times. Now I can assume it's empty, but I'm going to leave it to the side just in case. Right. One is the heating system tube upper. So that's this one here with the holes in it. And this is made of plastic. Two is the bottom, the lower part. Three are the swing axle boots. I've got two of those. We've got four, which is the left heat shield, which is this one here. Five is the right heat shield, which is this one here. And then we've got some screws. So we've got some BP03 screws here. So let's pop them out and put them in the tray. I'm guessing we're going to use them in this issue. And we've also got some BP04, which seems to be the screw of choice. Right. This is the assembly diagram. So we're going to be working more on this piece, which is why I thought it'd be fun to do two issues tonight and get a bulk done. So first we're going to assemble the two parts of the heating system tube by pressing them together. Okay. So pretty self-explanatory. Line up. That's all going to push together, which it does. And then secure the ends of the fault heating tube with two BP03 screws. Okay. So I'm going to hold that. Where's my screwdriver? BP03. We're just going to secure the ends. One. Two. Perfect. So that's those two. That's step two. Step three is to secure the central part of each fork and the front end of the heating tube with three BP04 screws. So the remaining screws. Okay. Makes sense because the pipe gets thinner. So I'm going to start with these, I think. One. This is like one of them giant wishbones you hang on your oven rack when you've had a chicken. Then you like pull it, didn't you? And make a wish. Wishbone. We have all the technical terms here on this channel, I'll tell you. If you watch the tank, we've got flying saucers on that one. And then on the top, it's the uppermost hole, just there, not this one. Okay, so step 4 is to install the right shield. Is easily identified by the letter R. Oh, I didn't even see the letters. There you go. L and R. Okay. So bring this over. It's going to go in these slots here, and they've kindly labelled it for us. We've got an R there and an L that side. So that's going to push in. Ooh. I'm not sure I like that. And that's gone through. That is a really tight fit. And then step 5 is to do the same with the other side. So let's sort of get it started. Yeah, that one's gone. I knew it would. It just doesn't feel right. Could glue it, but let me see if I can just edge that in. If I can get that in. Oh, I don't like that at all. First breakage. I think we'll be okay though, because we can. There you go. Pop that back out. That pin's still stuck in there. I'm going to leave that in there, I think. And then I'm going to file down this peg a little bit. Because I think it might just be a bit thick with paint. And Let's see if I can get that to fit. Yeah. So now this bit's stuck. And then I'm going to attempt to glue that back on. It's not going to be a strong fit, but I just want it to give it some body. To stick to, because I want to try and get that in, and I think it'll be absolutely fine, but I knew that would happen. Right. Let's go in. It's probably going to snap off again, but there you go. It's gone in. Okay. That's what I wanted. Now, I knew that was going to break off again in there, but that's fine because now I can attack that with some glue in position. Generous amount of glue. Oh. Because then that should set in that hole. I'm going to put some in the other side as well, just for good measure. Come on. I'm just going to hold that in place. And hold that in place. Stephen 3 months is well spotted with that part, Alex. Oh, is that the cable, the wires? Peter Webster says, take time fitting the shields, very delicate and tight fit. Yeah, I've just found that out, as you've seen. Little History says, what's the cost of these kits? So these are normally about 1,100 to 1,250, that sort of area. Obviously, it's monthly, so it is a lot of money, but you sort of don't look at the final fee of it. It's the enjoyment of the build, and you don't really notice it when it's monthly. Okay, I'm happy with that. That's stuck. I think that'll do. Yeah, so Peter said, yeah, 1,250, 1,250 to complete Lindsay. Peter says, little history, not Lindsay. Yeah. Anyway, from about 1,100 to 1,250, yeah, sometimes a bit more, depending on the build. They've certainly gone up. It's more the higher end of that now. Little history says Ian Campbell, World War II history documentaries, and then I build the thing I do on the documentary on. I got ahead of myself on the ME262 as I started the build before I did the dot. I also make them remote control. Awesome. Little history. Crikey, 1,250. Yeah, it is. But again, you don't notice it when it's monthly. So yeah, it's not too bad for what you get at the end of it. Like, I love my bus. You know, that was 13, that was about 1,300, I think. But it was an absolutely brilliant build, that. No, she says the wife would divorce me. Oh no. Well, maybe get your wife to buy it for you then. Save that. Ian says that sounds great, little history. I must pop over to your channel and have a look around. Yeah, definitely. Peter Webb says my wife puts up with a lot. Little I do. Five part work builds cost about 500 a month. Wow. Ian says, yeah, these part works are not cheap. Or for the faint-hearted. Yeah. Peter says this is my favourite build so far. Steve says part work's definitely improved quality through time. Yeah, definitely. Little history says definitely not cheap. Peter says that the Ferrari I have is the most expensive, 150 a month. Wow. And Ian says, who'd like to see Alex do the Enterprise 1701D? Oh God, what's that one? Is that the one Danno's doing with all them bulbs everywhere and with all the LEDs and the tangle? The one that Wayne's redoing? Lindsay says, my Mallard was £1,100. Wow. Little history says the Enterprise build is just amazing. Hate to think what that cost. Yeah, it is, isn't it? The Enterprise D, that's the one that Danno's doing with all of the windows you put in and the LEDs and all that. Yeah, Star Trek. Yeah. Wasn't there another one? And wasn't there another Enterprise one? Or was that the only one that's gone on? I know that's like there's so much wiring in that, isn't there? I've been helping Danno with it, and yeah, it looks like it'll take me forever. I'll be trying to make sure the wires are neat. Okay, so where are we at? That's glued in. I'm happy with that. Just don't touch them. So yeah, a little mishap, but these things do happen. So I'm happy with that. Next, we're going to get the swing axle bolts, and they should be fitted on each side of the transmission. Okay, so that's these. So 1, 2. Do you think these need gluing? No. They're a tight fit. Next is to place the heating tube, fitting the post into the holes indicated at the bottom of the chassis. So one up here in the middle, and then these two here down in the wells. I'm guessing this pipe is going to go that side of the build. Yes, it is. Doesn't really explain. It's not. It's going to. No, it's not going in them. It's not going in them holes at all. See, yeah, this picture shows the arrows in the outer holes, which are here. See that? But they're actually going to go in these holes because they'll only go in one way. See? And then if you look at this picture, it's showing the inside holes. So I don't know where this needs to go. Does it go over it? Or does it go under it? And if it goes under it, where? Oh, it doesn't matter because there is room to get that in wherever it's got to go anyway, so that's fine. So that's going to be fitted in with the 3 BP04 screws. So one there, and one there. And I'm actually really pleased with fitting this part because it's quite a tight fit. And it's actually pushing against these bits at the back, keeping them in place. And then, yeah, that's still loose. So we can move that around when we need to move it anyway. I'm guessing they're going to go underneath by the look of that one. And I guess this will trail somewhere or other later on. Okay, so that's it then for issue 49. That is the completed work. The view of the rear central part of the chassis with the heating accessories installed. Look at that. Quite a lot done. So that's the engine through there. And then another look underneath. And I'm happy with that because I've glued that in. That's solid now. And they're holding that in anyway. So, and I've reinforced them with glue anyway on the pegs. So yeah, I'm happy with that. Happy with that little repair. So yeah, that is it until next week. Then we just got that. And I don't know what's in next week because it doesn't tell us. No, this mag doesn't tell us what we've got next week. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. Oh God. What builds. Amazing. So I'm just gonna, I think they're all in now. Let the glue dry. All of them seem to be in, apart from that one. So I'm going to touch that one up. Okay. Steve says Peter Webster 150 high shirt Tiger tank was 20 back in the day. Yeah, so it's inflation, isn't it? Little History says more cabling than BT Exchange. Yeah. Ian says I dropped you a Facebook message, Alex. Okay, I'll have a look at that soon. Thank you. Peter says cost you a fortune in masking tape, Alex. Yeah. Ian, just sub to you, mate. We'll have a mooch around your channel later. Yeah. Have a little moo shiroo. That comes from another YouTuber. Peter Webster says only 3 packs of Ferrari to get, and the display case costing 1,800. Wow. Little History says 1,800 quid. What? Steve with shock faces. Lindsay says, I'm sorry. Little History says, I hope YouTube is paying for it. Let me change my camera. Little History says, love out loud, Steve. 131. Your reply was better. Peter Webster says, I have a feeling the 2 loose cables are excess. I looked through the whole build and don't go anywhere. I cut mine off. They were annoying me. Yeah, you could be right. But I'll leave it for now, obviously. And yeah, we'll see what happens with them later. If nothing, I might find somewhere that they could go. Steve says, Little History, it's a lovely model, but that's too rich for me, sadly. Ian says, thanks, Little History, just done the same. Ian says, Peter Webster, is that an Agora model? Little History says, me too. Don't have the patience to wait for monthly next bit to arrive, but watching these builds gives me ideas for my builds. So that's good. Do you know what? When I first started, I've said this, I don't know, I've said this story before. Partworks for me started when my best mate Dean, unfortunately, I mean, I've known him since growing up, and he's now blind, completely blind, diabetes and stuff. And so he could see to start with, but anyway, he's blind, and he wanted to build a 3D printer. So he was actually subscribing to the 3D printer that you collect all the issues, and then you build a printer. And back when that come out, like, you'd have to win the lottery to buy a 3D printer, wouldn't you? There were like thousands. So he started collecting them. Obviously, obviously you can't see, but his girlfriend, or other half, was going to build it for him. And then they had a kid come along, and things happened, and he just couldn't do it. So he collected all of the issues over 3 years, I think it was. And then he rang me up one day. He went, "All right, mate?" I said, "All right." And he said, "That 3D printer?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Will you build it for me?" And of course, I was like, "Yeah," because I love building stuff like Lego and all that. And I said, "Yeah, I'd love to." So I went off, picked it all up, and I built it in a day and a half. I was straight on with it, and I really enjoyed it. And that's where it started for me. And then that's when the Back to the Future came out, the DeLorean. And then I got so I subscribed to that and thought, right, I can do that. Now I know what it's about. And I'm the same as you. I was like, I'm not sure if I could have the patience to. I wasn't sure if I'd have the patience to wait, because obviously back when I was subscribing, it would come monthly, so you'd get 4 issues a month, which is, what these are. But actually, it worked out quite well. And then that's when I decided to start YouTube, mainly because of the printer. And yeah, I don't know, it all goes on, doesn't it? Like I ended up buying another printer because I'd already built one. Sorry, backtrack. Built his printer, loved it, got it working. And I was like, do you know what? This is amazing. I want one. And I bought one fairly cheap on the internet, and it had problems. And I thought, do you know what? I've just freshly built one of these. I got my head around how it all worked. I thought I'll try and fix things. Let me just buy it. Worst case, because it was still a current build, I'll buy some. I thought, well, I can have access to the issues on the website. So I bought it. Managed to fix it up. Wasn't a lot wrong with it. It was just a little bit poorly built. That's all it was. There was no faulty parts to it. Oh, apart from one. But I got a new issue, and that was fine. And that's so I had a 3D printer, and then I had to do then I found a few problems with it, and I just had to tell the world about this. And then that's one of my very first, if you look on my channel, they're still on there somewhere. My very first video was to do with the Vector 3 3D printer. And you can tell I was so nervous with that build, with that issue, with the video, because I've never done it before. So then I started building the DeLorean, and I thought, I know, why don't I start filming? So that's where I started YouTube. Not for any gain of any such, just enjoyment and something to do, and that's when I met the community. So yeah, it's been great. And then my other best friend Jo, she bought me the R2D2 build. And that was a gift. So that was the second build. And then shortly after, another subscriber who's no longer around, I've not seen of him, actually bought the T800 for me. And that was a surprise. Nothing was said about it. It just started coming through the post. I couldn't work it out. I thought it was a mistake. And then I found out that a supporter at the time wanted me to build it. So that's where he come from. Anyway, I'm rattling on now. But what I was saying, going back to it, little history, was that I'm impatient as well, and I like to just get in and build something. But doing these, I've actually learned to pace myself, and I quite enjoy doing that because it gives you something to look forward to. So it's all right. Ian says you're like the Leopard 206 build that Alex is doing then, a little history. Yeah, that's Ian's build. So yeah, I'm enjoying that. And you can tell it's Ian's because there's a load of orange part work upgrades boxes here. So Diecast Sky Crow DSC. Hello to all. Hello. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Ian says hi Diecast. Ian says don't forget thumbs up. Thank you very much, Ian. Diecast says are you enjoying? Yeah, it's good. I'm enjoying this build. David says 2 good issues built, Alex. Thank you very much. Little History says already subbed to Alex, was watching. We were chatting about RC tanks and how he blew my mind with some of his tanks. Peter Webster says hi Diecast. Mark says hi Diecast. Peter says well done Alex, thank you very much. Little History says hi Diecast. DS Model says another epic build, well done, thank you Dave. Steve says yeah good build Alex, thank you. Well, chat's gone mad. Ian says nice one Alex, time to relax them neck muscles. Yeah, get Wendy to look after you. Oh, she's not doing a very good job, unfortunately. I've had 3 of these and it's not worked. Diecast says hi to DS Models. Ian says DS Models to Dave, trust you and Chris are well. I'll be looking at them decals this weekend. Awesome. Steve131 says got to hit the Silk Night All at Peter Webster. So thank you, Steve, for supporting, and good night to you. I'll see you on the next show. Little history. I'm thinking of the wrong guy. There was a guy on last week that has a partner, Panther G Trumpeter. Oh yeah, no, it's just to say it wasn't me. Diecast says Peter Webster. Peter Webster, car and a wing. Ian says no problems, little history. I did wonder. Alex don't know anything about tanks. No. Obviously, I know what they do. But no, I technically, no. So we're just calling things out as we see them. Flying saucers and all sorts. Bit of fun in it. Dave Matt Bill says, nice work, Alex. Another great show. Thank you. Thank you very much. Peter Webster says, I'm not monetized all my own money. Yeah. Little History says, who's the streamer with the Trumpeter 116 Panther G? Showed it on a group stream. Oh, is that Lindsay's builds? We shared a few pictures of Lindsay's builds on the MCCUK show. Little History says, let's get us monetized. Yeah. Do you know what? I'm stuck. Like, I was hoping for 1,000 subs last year. And unfortunately, I couldn't make it. But it's so random. I've got my little counter up there. And I think it's YouTube nerfing subs because I'm on about 692 at the moment. And that's where it's staying. So the other day I had 695. Then it went down to like 689. Then it goes up to 690. And then it was 691. Now it's 692. And then next week it could be down to, 698 again. Oh, sorry, 689. It's really strange, isn't it, how it all works? DS Model says, hi Ian, not too bad, thank you. Thumbs up. Peter says the 3D printer was my first build and was total crap. sold mine a week. Yeah. Well, at the time of first building it, it was amazing because it's technology I'd never seen before. And I was like, oh my God, you can actually print something in plastic. And it did take a lot of tinkering. And I did get Dean's printing well. But it didn't take long for it to mess up. And I ended up with one, and I completely modded mine. I got rid of the whole extruder system, repositioned it at the back. I followed a guide off someone else on YouTube, put a whole new extruder system on it, and it worked really well. And then I did a screen because there was in the actual circuit board, you could add like this adapter, and I had like a screen on the front of it and everything. But again, I got rid of it and ended up with this Ultimaker, which I managed to get from work. So it just showed up at the right time. The only one I haven't tried is resin, but by all accounts, it's very messy. But I've seen, I've seen prints like that Ian's done and stuff. Take the Routemaster fuel pump for example. You wouldn't get that quality with a normal FDM printer. Well, you would, but you'd have to do a lot of sanding and a lot of work. So resin's pretty, it's a great print, but very messy. Ian says, have you played with them cards yet at DS Models? Lee says, good stream. Diecast says, yeah, it is Anfield out in the loft. Ian says, with the collapse of Eagle Moss, I'm always looking for full builds, although find the money is always the problem, but at least you finish. Yeah, very true. So this VW was the third attempt of building this. I actually bought the full kit. It was on offer with the Agostini quite a few years ago, and I bought it, waited a couple of weeks, and they said there was a problem with the payment, which there wasn't. They had all the payment problems, didn't they? And then I ended up buying it again, and then they said, I'll use a different payment method. But I was trying to explain to them the payment did go through because it had left the PayPal account and everything, but then it went back in, and they said there was a problem, but there wasn't. And then I ended up buying it again with a card. They said, you're best off using a card. So I used my debit card. Same thing happened. Money went out, lost the money for a few days. And then I never heard anything. Then all of a sudden, quite a while later, I got a refund, but still no email, no correspondence, no order updates, nothing. I had an order number, and every time I've rang them, they said, oh, this order number doesn't exist. I said, well, it does, because I've got the email. There's a lot of problems with it. And I gave up in the end. But to be fair, right now, I'm still technically waiting for the full kit to come to me, because I've not heard anything else. Yes, I've had the money back. That's not the issue. I'm not down on any money or anything. But as far as I'm concerned, I am still waiting for the full kit to arrive. And this was 4 years ago. Obviously, we know it's not going to come because there are problems, but need to have some more painkillers, I think. Little History says, just subdued. Thank you very much. I don't know if that was me or someone else, but yeah, please subscribe to everyone else in here as well. Most of us have all got channels. There's some links in the description below as well. Diecast says, me too. Little History says that DS Models. Little History says, throwing out subs like Happy Gator tonight. No, lovely. Thank you. It's good to share and support each other, all part of the community. So, yeah, thank you. Diecast says, give one to me. Yeah, I will as well. Peter Webster says, still have the finishing tools set from the Vector. I do as well, I think. Or do I not? Somewhere. It's like in the little black zip pouch, isn't it? And then you've got like the cutters in there, the ridiculous screwdrivers that are useless. There's a couple of bigger screwdrivers. Yeah. Little History says, I think I've already subbed to your diecast. Really? And Ian says, Re3D printers, 249 for a 4K large print base, any cubic mono ×2. That means nothing to me. Superb price, search on eBay. Yeah, I might one day. I think it's never enough 3D printing. I'll do a few things. Like I've been doing my screw parts. I still need to get these out. Right, stuff like this. Just try to do silly little things. But I'm really happy with it. The Ultimaker is a nice printer, and I spent about 700 quid on it. For the upgrade for it to make it a 2+. It come with a new feeder, a new head, new everything, a new print head, and it has given it much better results. And what with the updates coming out all the time for Cura, the prints are getting nicer and nicer. Diecast is cool. Thanks, man. Little History says gotcha. Little History says, I want YouTube to pay for all of us. Yeah, laugh out loud. Ian says, good to rattle, Alex. Always good to hear how you and your channel came about. Yeah, that's it. And obviously then that's when I started watching Penny, and I really enjoyed Penny's channel, and she started, I remember her first video, I'm a bus driver and this is a bus part where can you go wrong? You know, where can I go wrong? Or something along those lines. And I was watching her build the bus, and then I don't know, I ended up commenting a few times, and then we got chatting, and I wanted to do the bus, so there we go, I've got the bus, because I did it late, but I like the look of it. And that's how that came about. And then I was on a couple of her shows, and then we met DS Models, and everything just came about. So Lindsay says, great build, Alex. So thank you very much. Dave Matt says, night, Steve. Diecast says, well, you got my sub. And smiley face. Little History says, Horlixs, it's not enough. They're only pushing videos that have comments and likes. Oh, okay. Peter Webster says, I love my resin printer. Ian says, resin is superb, messy as hell, and burns. Yeah, so I wouldn't even know what to do with one. Little History says, subs don't really affect the algorithm too much, but if you get lots of comments from different subs, especially premium subs, your video gets pushed. Right, okay. So I've been, you know, it's taken me I think I've been doing it 4 years, 5 years, maybe even a bit longer, 5-6 years to get to 692. But it's weird, isn't it? Because you can do one viral video and overnight it blows up. Like, it's really strange. Ian says, what resin printer do you have, Peter? Well, Diecast says, Little History, really? Didn't know that. Little History says, I went from 3 subs to 700 just off one video. The Panther vs. Pershing, 700 subs and 96,000 views. Wow. Mark says, I agree. The detail of the resin printer is amazing. Yeah, that's what I've seen. You can really get the detail on one of them, can't you? You know, I get a little bit of detail with this. I mean, you know, it's pretty clean, like the Horlicks and that. But when you do small parts, it's virtually impossible, especially if they're really small. So resin's great for that. Ian says, have you done some, Mark? Peter says, any cubic mono X, Ian, getting the new 8K soon. Mark Smoss says, Little History says, Mark, that would be my next thing, 3D printer. Mark says, Ian Campbell, all yes, all to be revealed. And Ian says, excellent, Peter Webster. The Any Cubic range are fantastic. I have 6 of them. Laugh out loud. Ian says, nice, Mark. Mark says, Little History is fantastic bit of kit to have. Yeah. Oh. Ian says, Peter Webster, I have the Photon Mono times 6K 6 of. Peter says, I still have the full helmet nitro kit and Easy Rider Captain America bike to build. Yeah, you got a lot. Mark says, I think model space is now a swear word in most of the world. Yeah, that's it. Model space. Not the X, yeah, model space. Yeah, definitely. It's just, I wouldn't mind, as I was saying, my beef with them, it's just a lack of communication. It doesn't take a minute just to send an automated email out to everyone and say, sorry, your order's been cancelled, or sorry, your order's been delayed. I'm still waiting for my kit. I don't know anything. I don't know any different right now. That's what gets me. Little History says, Mark, need a 3D printer that does aluminium, but the price is a lottery money. Yeah. We could do with them for some cogs for the roller coaster. Peter says you can get filament with aluminium. Little History says, Peter Webster, that is that resin with flecks of aluminium or solid aluminium? Peter says, I gave my Anycubic Photon S away. Diecast says, what kind of robot is behind you? What kind of robot? Oh, do you mean this one? It's the Terminator. The Terminator, it's not even on. I'm really bad at turning him on. I turn Wendy on more than her, more than him. I'll plug him in. Oh. With Ian's power mod, of course. Mind you, I don't know where the remote is. Oh, it's here. So there's Terminator. Turn all his lights on. And then he sort of looks like that. His eyes move. You can open his mouth. Just about to see that, maybe. Oh. There you go. So you can control his mouth, open and closed. And then, yeah, obviously you can move the eyes about. And then it plays the theme tune. So, yeah. Peter Webster says it's FEM filament with aluminium. Oh, okay. FEM filament with aluminium in plastic. Right. Diecast says yes. Terminator Call. Awesome, mate. Yeah. They say that was a gift from so amazing. I mean, the generosity of supporters is absolutely amazing. But that was, as I say, was a gift from another YouTuber, which I won't say who. But it wasn't just me that got this either, was it, Mark? But yeah, they came through, and yeah, so that was a complete gift, and we just had the issues come through the door every month. So yeah, it was a great build. Yeah, I've got a few bits to do on it. I've got the teeth mod that I've recently done on him. The wrist joint mod, which I need to fix. I've got the replacement in the box down there. and I've done the finger mod, which needs some work as well. And then he's got his chain, which is supposed to sit along the bottom. Let me turn some of his lights off, you might see it better. And I did issue one of the Iron Man, and I've attached the Iron Man head on the chain, and he's sort of swinging the head about on a chain. Just a bit of fun. And you should keep him in ambilight. Yeah, it looks cool. Peter says FDM autocorrect. Yes, all right. Yeah, I know what you mean. FDM. Diecast says looks cool. Smiley face. Mark says yes. Alex got mine from the same supporter. So the generosity is amazing. Some people, and well, it's just it's overwhelming sometimes, isn't it? Little History says Peter Webster, my dream would be to scan a full large-scale plain plastic kit and remake it in aluminium using 3D metal printer. I could dream. Yeah. Well, you can do all sorts now, can't you? Because you can 3D print a house now, can't you? So I've seen videos and they 3D print concrete. So Ian says, great stream, Alex. Take care all. And Peter says, that dream's a long way off, Little. Yeah. And Little says, laugh out loud. So Lee says, good stream. So on that note, I am going to go. I need to go and turn Wendy on. Thank you so much for the support tonight. It's been absolutely brilliant. Please leave a like on your way out. That'd be much appreciated. So there won't be a Bedford tomorrow. We've decided to. I've got this neck pain. I've had a busy week. I need to prepare because we're doing the Bedford, the plastic model kits. We've already done one, as you can see on the shelf. So we're going to do the second one, but we were going to start it tomorrow. We've changed it to we were going to do next week, but we're not going to do that because I'm away the following week, so it'll break it up. So we're going to bring the Bedford plastic model build back on a Saturday on the 3rd of June. So that'll be the 3rd of June. So there won't be a stream tomorrow for the Bedford. That's where I was getting at with that one. Not sure about Sunday. Could be, might not be. Dave might pop something up or a pre-record or something. I don't know, but just keep an eye out for that. If you're subscribed to DS Models as well, you'll get a notification. But Monday will be Crafty Chris and Julie, Yorkshire Crafter. They'll be doing Disney Doll's House, which I'm really enjoying. And those lights they've put in look amazing in the rooms. Oh, and yeah, so that'll be at 7 o'clock on Monday evening. And then join me again here at 8 o'clock, where we'll be doing some more of Ian's tank over there. And then I will leave it at that. And the ladies will tell you what's going on after their show. So thank you all very much. Have a good weekend. And yeah, I will just do these last few comments. Diecast says, guys, no, let's go on the beer. Yeah, I've got a bottle of wine, but I thought it might get rid of the pain, but I've not had it yet. I don't want to do more damage to it. Lindsay says, night all in chat, and night, Alex. Thank you very much, Lindsay. Yeah, good night. Little History says, thank you, Alex. No worries. Thank you for being here. Diecast says, thank you for streaming. No, thank you very much. It means a lot. Ian says, bye all. Good night. Good night, Ian. Diecast says, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guy. Nice to meet you all. You too. Thank you. Little History, smiley face. Lee says, oh, Lee's live on Sunday. Yeah, sorry. Lee is live on Sunday at 6 p.m. So check out Lee at 6 on Sunday. Little History says, I'm streaming from midday tomorrow. Okay, so check out Little History tomorrow then from midday. And he says, good night. And I say good night. Have a great weekend, and see you on Monday. So it's a good night for me.